Beats Planet.
Yo, what's happening, man? What's happening? Let me fix my microphone. Let me take time to brush my shoulders off. Had to dust my shoulders off. Thanks. What's happening, man? It's Voch Lombardi. Let me fix my microphone, man. Hold up. Let me do that. All right, we good, man. Listen, man. Let me get the housekeeping out the way. You do that. I know a lot of people that jump in the comments section in the chat box, the coveted chat box. I care about them so much. You know, some people care about who's first, you know, who's not first, or whatever, you know, whatever like that. My man Festerson, young future Pro Bowl defensive end, Festerson. He was first today. Salute to you, Fest, for being first. Starboy 50, part of Cowboy Nation. Salute. Jake from State Farm, MF Reed. Salute. Josh, Romario, another Josh. Is that the same Josh? I just repeat myself? That's the same Josh. Never mind. I take one of them back. Josh, Matt, Joey. What's good? Julian, what's good? Matt S in the building. So, Pete, man. How I want to start this off, man, because, you know, I'm not a tough guy, nothing like that, man. You know, I don't live the life I used to live, man. I got a day job now. I'm a football YouTuber and shit. I've calmed down a lot since what I used to be, man. And you know, but football fans will make you want to smack the shit out of them. You know what I mean? I was going through some internet stuff today, man. I was like, man, I'm about to go join the gaming community or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go do me a cooking channel for YouTube or something like that. Because football fans are annoying for the most part. Now, I know there are plenty of football fans, and not all football fans are cut from the same cloth, but I got a long, disrespectful, preachy thing I want to do. Some would call it a soliloquy. Y'all can Google that if you like. I got a long one of them coming today about football fans and the type of them that I don't like. I'm a football fan, but there's a certain creed of us that I just don't fool with. That was actually a point in my Voch Lombardi career to where I was like, man, I would love to meet the people that watch my videos and, you know, rejoice with them and invite them to the cookout and buy them a drink. But I feel like if I end up meeting a bunch of people that watch my videos, I might get arrested. That's me dropping my phone. But that's what it's going to sound like when I meet them. Shit, it's gonna be some bullshit, you know what I mean? So I ain't gonna jump into that right now. Somebody told me to spell soliloquy. You an asshole. SOLIL QUIE or something. QUY, one of them. Is either QUE or QUY or QUIE. I think QUY. Somebody double check that for me. Thank you, Jimmy Antoinette. I was right. So anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna get into a long soliloquy about what I don't like about football fans. I'll cross that road in a minute. Also, if y'all want to touch on some Week 5 NFL football, y'all can feel free to do that. If y'all would like to touch on some fantasy football, some upcoming college football, we can touch on that. General QnA. This is y'all show. My name just on it. It just happens to be, you know, to be my channel or whatever. You know what I mean? So the phone lines are wide open for you. 515-739-1285. And you can call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Basically, gents, and I didn't want to use the word rant, but it's, you know, it's on the way. I got a mean one on the way, fam. You know when I take my time out to put a mean one together, it's going to be a mean one, brother. But anyway, let me jump in the comment sections and see what we dealing with. One more time, that phone number is 515-739-1285, access code 309104. You can call in and talk about whatever you want to. It's your show. Shouts out to the Jewish guy I met at Kmart 2 years ago. Happy belated Hanukkah. Salute to him. It's a rant about you. Adam Hall, what's happening, man? Call the show with some of your concerns, bro. Tell me how the podcast is going and all that. It ain't got to be long. Because when I get into this rant, I mean this soliloquy, this filibuster, this speech, all positivity is just gonna go out the window, man. Chiefs, thank you, Pat Mahomes, salute, bruh. You saluting me or you saluting Pat Mahomes? I don't know what you're talking about. Then Eagles going to get shot down. Just start some heat. Packers are the most overrated paper contenders every year. Let me tell you something, man. There's this cliche that goes around football. They say it's a team sport and no one man makes a team. The Green Bay Packers are as close to a one-man team as you could possibly get. Now, am I saying the rest of the Packers are terrible? I'm not saying that because I have a respect for what Jordy and Cobb can do. Ty Montgomery's versatility is amazing. Mike Daniels making a name for himself. Josh Jones was a good little pickup. I was always a Clinton Dix, Demarius Randall fan, whatever. I'm not saying, Clay Matthews is basically older and living off old bodies at this point, but he did put his work in a long time ago. But the Green Bay Packers are as close to a one-man team as you can get. Can the Lions get some love with a video? I just did an Ezekiel Ansah video a couple weeks ago. Actually, a week ago. Stay woke. A couple videos ago. Hang in there, brother. Dirk Carter needs to give up. Hey, man, what the hell's going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their field goal situation yesterday? Because if Nick Folk makes all of his field goals, that game ain't close. And I feel like if we want to talk about game ain't close situations, the New England Patriots have escaped 2 losses, just based on small little technicalities, man. What the hell going on? It's hard to find a and look, it's not like they're putting them in, situations like, okay, Nick Folk, make a 59-yard field goal, 55er from the left hash and make this one blindfold. They ain't doing that. Brother missing like gimmies. Nick Folk got hit missing kicks and damn Roberto Aguayo. Like, for real? He missing that? I got cut for him? At some point, you got to re-sign Roberto Aguayo and try to remake that dude's confidence and teach him how to tackle. Because you traded up and spent a second-round pick on him, Detroit. You got to teach that man how to run the football or something. Fam. I'm gonna take this call, man, before I get into this soliloquy or this rant, whatever y'all would call it. We here in Massachusetts, man. What's happening, man? Unintentional grounding with the he's getting his traveling grace on. Go meet some fans up there, and don't smack the shit out of people. Let me turn my volume up. Make sure all my other tabs are turned down because we want to be official when we let this man onto the podcast. Adam, what's good, bro?
Hey, Voch, it's good to hear from you, man. How you been?
Man, I'm holding it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. How about you?
I'm doing well, man. So I'm calling in. Don't have too much time, but I'm calling in today to talk about defensive surprises and kind of what's going on around the NFL. So doing some sports writing. The podcast is coming along, but been having a hard time getting ahead of the co-host. We'll see how that goes in the long run. But writing an article right now for Roto World where I'm going to be talking about streaming options for fantasy and really who you should be targeting going forward based on playoff scheduling and everything else. And the crazy thing, which, has been one of the talk of the town, is how god-awful the Patriots' defense has been. I mean, I'm taking a look at their fantasy allowing ranks, like how many points they allow to specific positions. They're literally worse than the league at the quarterback position. They allowed the second most points overall to running backs, fourth most to wide receivers, the fourth most to tight ends. And it's just crazy to me. I mean, because I saw Hightower out there last game. I mean, Clutch, what do you think's going on with this Pats defense?
Man, I was looking at it, right, and I'm rarely stumped by football stuff, but I was looking at the numbers actually because I was trying to come up with an answer but they've given up like 300 yards to every quarterback they've played this year.
Yep.
1 to 3 touchdowns, just from each of those guys. And I'm trying to figure out that, they're talented, Belichick. Patricia's not bad. They've had some offseason moves, and I really can't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand why they're giving up points. The easy way out is, are they missing Jamie Collins that badly? Are they missing guys like drafted the kid Derek Rivers? Are they missing Derek Rivers like that? They seem to. Dietrich Wise is okay. Gilmore. What's going on? I don't have an answer, bro. And maybe I need to watch the film. With the long eye, that may be my next project. Since you just said it, so as soon as I cut this off, I'm gonna go to some Patriots film. Maybe I need to just sit down and just figure this thing out. But I really don't have an answer for you right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I've been trying to think about it myself. They've missing Collins, but they had Jones gone last year, and they were still an elite defense, especially from the scoring position. I think they allowed the fewest touchdowns overall. The only thing I can think of is that they're missing bodies on that defensive line, because isn't Malcolm Brown also injured? I'm trying to think of why this is happening. And I'm a Utah fan, so I hate Cal Vanoy already. But the fact that he's playing so poorly just adds more fuel to that fire. And I don't really get it. Stephon Gilmore, I was really suspicious of that free agency pickup because, I'm a big Pro Football Focus guy. That's where a lot of my stats come from. And they had him graded as one of the most average corners in the entire NFL, a 70. But you go into a Belichick on defense, you think, working with Malcolm Butler and Corey and all those guys around him, you think his play is going to rise up, but it really hasn't. And I don't understand how that happens. But I guess sometimes, a leopard can't change his spots or whatever. I guess that's not what's going on here. But it's weird. But got a couple more things just to lay down for everybody around here. So the Buccaneers against the pass been horrible. Third worst in the league against quarterbacks. First worst against wide receivers. And then this it just it keeps on going on. But the Eagles are also really bad. And the Titans are much worse than I thought was going to happen. But yeah, man, just keep on keeping on. I got to run, but I thought I'd give you a call and throw a little fuel into this fire for a bit. But you take it easy, man.
Can I get one quick answer from you? A quick answer. So in this,
sure.
So in this PPR fantasy football league, I have Ezekiel Elliott and Doug Martin in my first 2 running back spots, and I feel good about that. Moving forward in my flex spot, and this is PPR, Tariq Cohen or Chris Thompson. PPR.
Well, actually, I just did a sleepers and people to kind of pick up before their value explodes position. Paper last week. You can check it out on Road World, but I had all these different metrics, maybe yards after the catch, and this is primarily focusing on PPR. Yards after the catch, yards accumulated overall, the number of targets you're getting, the amount of target share that you have. And although Tariq Cohen is the most targeted running back in the NFL currently, maybe James White went and passed last week, he hasn't had the same explosive plays or yards average that Chris Thompson has. So if you're really kind of worried about just irking out that win and you want something close, I think that Cohen has the higher floor. And so if you're going in, it's a really tough matchup, and the matchup the Bears have is pretty easy. Say they're going up against the Packers or something. Then I could see, except for they didn't exactly go well last time, now did it? But I could see him getting you a nice solid 10 points. But if you think it's going to be a little more shoot for the moon situation, then I think Thompson is going to be needed there because he may get 2-3 fewer targets a game, but he has that possibility of shooting off that 40 to 60 yard score. And we haven't seen that from Tariq yet, and I think that has a little to do with his frame, but I think it also has a whole lot to do with the overall surrounding offense. If you're going against the Redskins, for example, you're going to have fewer stacked boxes. You're going to have, maybe 6-7 men in the box, and so if Thompson gets out in space, he has more to work with. While Cohen, on the other hand, they're running the ball damn near every play. So say he gets that dump-off pass, right? He got his 1-point PPR. That's great. But how many extra yards after the catch is he going to get when he has all those extra safeties and those linebackers kind of crowding the line and making sure that he can't go out there? And so that means, he'll get his 8-10 points, but maybe he won't get that 25, while Chris Thompson likely will. And so I'd say play it by ear, but it's more about situation than anything.
I would feel much better if someone just kidnaps Benny Cunningham for the rest of the season and just put him somewhere. Thanks for the call, Al. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Take it easy. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right, so I was waiting till the room got a little more packed before I got into my little situation. I think we're right about time right now. We actually got one more call that I'm about to rush through real quick, and then I got this soliloquy that I'm going to go on here. So let me. Jimmy Antoinette ready. He ready. Hey, after this call, I'm about to hit y'all upside the head, man, because I'm quite pissed off. Like I ain't triggered because that's internet word. You know, I don't like the word trigger. That's y'all's thing, but I'm a little on the edge. Who this is on my phone line that doesn't have a number up here?
Yo, it's Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm, my man. I feel like you're not calling from the normal number that I have Jake from State Farm saved under.
No, it's the same one.
Oh, okay, well, shit. Maybe I'm messing up. What you got for the show, brother?
Yeah. So I was just pretty much want to say because like you're kind of debating between Tariq Cohen and Thompson, and even though I agree, you know, it has like Thompson has like I guess you'd say the higher floor, but you have to go where the targets are at. And, like he said, Tariq Cohen's, leading in targets. Like, you have to go where the targets are going. And, yeah, when we look at the data of, how much he's averaging per yards, that doesn't, you've watched his tape. I saw your breakdown. Like, you see his explosiveness. Like, he could, he'll have those plays where he'll just, break it down all the way to the house. Like, I don't know if you, saw the Steelers run where he was like an 80 or I think like 70-something yard touchdown, like what should have been touchdown, but they, counted him out of the line. But he has the playmaking abilities to, put up those games. Like his ceiling is just because the targets are there, and the people are right about, the offense that, they'll kind of narrow down the running game, but there's a new quarterback in there, and he could possibly, spread the passing game, which, in return, opens up the running game. So I just want to suggest that, Tariq Cohen would definitely be a good look. Because, you've seen how explosive he is. He looks like the real deal. Like, he looks something special. Like, that's what I'm saying is, like,
True.
You have to roll the dice on high ceiling.
Yeah, true. I dig that, Jake from State Farm. That's a great point you was going to make. Now, granted, I do have Tariq Cohen in my flex spot. I just remember watching Kirk Cousins play against the Raiders, and it seems like nobody caught the ball but damn Chris Thompson. So, maybe it's a matter of who's the most trusted safety blanket, and we have Money Mitch that's going to be starting soon. So let's look into Adam Shaheen a little bit, and when it is time to throw the ball, because we see that Jordan Howard is terrible catching the football. When it's time to throw the football, look out for Mitch to make those quick checkdowns. Jake, thanks for calling, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
You're welcome, man.
Go ahead.
He's out.
Okay, well, I guess at one point then. All right, now, as I begin to rub my hands together like Birdman, y'all can still call in, by the way. I just want to get this off my chest real quick. I feel like I've been somewhat decent in being proactive in changing the mindset of football fans. Now, I don't have this humongous platform. I'm not ESPN. I'm not Fox Sports. I'm not CBS Sports. I'm just Voch Lombardi, right? In this short time that I've been YouTubing, I must say, and I ain't even just really talking crazy putting me up there like that, but I will say that the people that I have touched, I feel like I've touched them in a major way. Let me explain. I see a lot more people trusting their eyes, right? I see a lot more people when they watch the 4-letter sports network, they're not just taking people's word for it. When I hop on the Facebook or the Twitter machine and I say, when you look at the 4-letter networks or these other sports networks, they're basically breaking down sports stories. They're in no way increasing your sports IQ. The only way to increase your sports IQ is when you devote time into it, when you study, when you make your eyes better. So, one guy was like, Voch, how can you tell how good somebody is based on the eye test? Well, I've seen so much good football and so much bad football, I just kind of know. Now, like I said, I'm not the best at this, man. I'm not the end-all, be-all, but I trust my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And to this point, it's gotten me, it's gotten me pretty good at figuring, players out or whatever, until I start to overthink myself, but that's a whole nother conversation. So one of my recent endeavors in trying to fix the issues that we have as a football community, and it's a big one. Football fans are emotional, and look, I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say football fans. If you feel like it doesn't apply to you, then I'm not talking to you. But if the shoe fits, so be it. If you sensitive, go watch MJ over at Sports Fan, whatever. Go watch Brett Coleman. If you don't rock with me after this conversation, you don't have to watch my channel anymore. That's just real as it gets, okay? But if you understand what I'm saying, then just, do what you do, man. I feel like sports fans, if the shoe fits, sensitive. We've become emotional. We don't love the sport as much as we say we do. We love brands. We love hot takes. When these people jump on the 4-letter networks, we just kind of take their word for it. It comes back to not trusting your damn self. If I'm okay, look, we're all grown here. We're adults, right? If somebody walked down the street and they say, Voch Lombardi, Jimmy Antoinette, Sam Pena, Josh, Alex, Slum TV, if they say, what's 2 + 2? You're going to say 4, and that's it, right? But what if they ask like a 1-year-old or something like that, what's 2 + 2? And they say 2. I mean, they say 4. 2 + 2 is 4, right? They're going to go, yay, clap, clap, clap. I can say my ABCs too. You know what I'm saying? You want to hear that? You know what I mean? When you're right and you know you're right, then what do we have to argue about? If you're right and you know you're right and you clearly right, what is there to fuss for? What is there to bump heads about? So if I start this YouTube channel and I know football and I know I'm right, and I say, oh, player A jumps high as shit and he catches the football naturally out of the air, it doesn't get to his chest, I know I'm right. And when that player goes to the National Football League and they continue to display those traits, I don't have to run in somebody's face emotionally and go, ha, 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 I was right. Damn it, I knew I was right. You don't have to tell me I was right. But you want to know the bad part about being right? Say player A plays for Alabama, but the person I'm having a conversation with is an LSU fan. That motherfucker can't jump. He can't catch. He's a body catcher. That's a lie. You're being emotional based on narrative. You're not trusting your eyes. You're not being real with yourself. If you're not a Patriots fan, don't say Tom Brady is garbage. Don't say no dumb shit like that. If you're a Patriots fan, look, because I don't like the Saints or whatever, right? I'm a Cowboys fan, grew up in Mississippi. I was there when the Saints bandwagon thing actually happened. I can't stand the Saints. Don't really got a problem with Saints fans, though. But I can't hate on Drew Brees, though. I'll never hate the Saints so much I go, man, Drew Brees is terrible. I'll never say that. Because that goes against football, man. Football comes before all this other shit, right? It comes before the star, the green and yellow G, the Raider, the black hole. It comes before, football comes before all that. Because if this shit didn't exist, we'll be watching water polo or something, or basketball. I don't know what the hell we'd be doing if football didn't exist. You want to know how you know football exists over all this shit? Because once upon a time, Texans fans were goddamn Raiders fans, Oiler fans. Texans fans were Oiler fans. That little logo don't matter. Football was what is is what was most important. You think Oilers fans just stopped watching sports? Nah, the logo changed, but damn it, okay, now we just Texas fans. That's it. We can't let a brand drive our way of thinking. So if I'm on my YouTube and I'm talking about a Clemson player, because y'all know this last batch of Clemson players are outstanding college football players, but they all have NFL concerns, whether it be Deshaun, whether it be Mike, whether it be Wayne, whether it be who's the linebacker? Ben Bulware. All those great college Clemson players had concerns on the pro level, right? And if it's my job as a film watcher, as an analyst, to say these things, and I see somebody commenting on my YouTube video and their profile pic happen to be Clemson related, I know what I'm getting into before I even walk into it. I throw up in my mouth a little bit. I go, ugh, what is he about to say? 2 + 2 is always going to be 4 across the board. It's never going to change. Now, you can add negatives and positives and shit and parentheses, and you can change 2 + 2. But you know, just standard 2 + 2 is 4. That's it. So when I do film sessions, right? And y'all know when I do film sessions, I drop like three or four video game tapes. I don't just do one game. I've done that before. I've done Caleb Brantley versus Alabama. And like I told y'all, that video wasn't the end-all be-all on Caleb Brantley. But when I watch film, for the most part, I try to get more than 2 or 3 film sessions in it, especially with quarterbacks, right? So if Voch Lombardi says Deshaun Watson reads one half of the field, he has singular reads, and he has average to above average arm talent, is that hating? No. If I say Deshaun Watson beat Alabama, but he sucks, that's hating. If I say Deshaun Watson is a bad college football player and that he's not talented at all, that's hating. But if I'm watching the film and they lined up on the 20 and I look at the film and they're lined up on the 20, you know what your ass can't say? You can't say he not lined up on the damn 20. Everything's not an opinion. Voch, what do you think about Alabama's offensive line? That's opinion based. Voch, is Alabama's left tackle good with his hands? Not really, but he's strong and he recovers well. That's it. That ain't no opinion. You can look at the film and say that. So when I say Deshaun Watson as a Clemson football player makes singular reads, he only reads one half of the field at a time, and he has average to above average velocity, and you looking on the film and it shows that, I'm not hating. That's facts. You see what I'm saying? So look, so when I drop my Deshaun Watson Houston Texans video, in which Deshaun Watson, the Houston Texan, is a damn year removed from Deshaun Watson, the Clemson Tiger, what makes you run up on me and say, oh, Voch, you were wrong about Deshaun Watson? No, the fuck I wasn't. Because when he was a Clemson football player, he read one half of the field, singular reads, average to above average arm strength. Now, when I say, oh, Deshaun Watson has learned a bunch of tricks in the offseason, he reading the whole field now, you can't jump in the comment section and tell me, oh, he read the whole field in Clemson. No, he did not. Because the film ain't going to lie to you. It's right there, fam. Don't be emotional about this. Especially when your profile pic has Clemson in it or something Clemson related. A wise philosopher John Lux goes by Loaded nowadays. He says, be a fan, not a fiend. It's okay to like Deshaun Watson. I don't hate Deshaun Watson. But in my video, I was like, oh, it's some quarterbacks in this class that's more talented than him, that has more arm talent than him or whatever. And but he's taking what he has and he's making it shake. And somebody took that like I was hating on Deshaun Watson. They say, you said Deshaun Watson not talented. How the fuck is he not talented and he's in the National Football League and he's winning? And I'm like, have you seen Pat Mahomes throw the football? Huh? Like, you can be more talented than somebody and not win. Because, look, hey, y'all may not agree with this or whatever, but, I mean, it's whatever. But Joe Flacco got more arm talent than Tom Brady. But it takes more than that to be a winner. You see what I'm saying? Don't let other people make your mind up for you. Make your own mind up. And don't let a brand decide how you feel about football, man. And don't run in people waving with the you need to eat some crow. You need to eat some crow. I'll smack the shit out of you. What? Eat some crow. What is crow? Why do people have to eat crow? Huh? What is that? What is eating crow? What is that? When, you know, how this channel was formulated, it was an argument between me and some other cat in another Facebook group. It was basically a barbershop-based conversation. And he let the media make his mind up for him, and he thought that Derrick Henry was a better running back than Ezekiel Elliott. And I basically put, you know, I put the money on the wood, so to speak. I say, well, this is this, this is this, this is this. That is that, that is that, that is that. Zeke goes on the next year to be the league's leading rusher. I didn't run up on that dude, point in his face and go, ha, ha. Because being right doesn't matter to me. Because I'm used to being right. I don't care about him being wrong. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. Why we just can't talk football with structure? Why we can't just talk football with some structure? You know what I'm saying? It's like if I walk up to cool ass Drake, I say, Drake, who you think better, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady? And cool ass Drake say, fuck you, basketball is better. What? What? Huh? What just happened here, man? What just happened here? Now we're in a conversation about football and basketball, and that ain't even how the shit started. That ain't even how the shit started, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to have an opinion, bro, but just because your opinion doesn't add up with somebody else's opinion, with someone else's opinion, that doesn't make them. Let me see if I can find an example. If I like Mitch Trubisky and you like Deshaun Watson, why does Mitch have to be terrible just because you like Deshaun Watson? Right? I like Mitch because he's accurate and he gets rid of the ball. I like Pat because he's a gangster and he got arm talent. I like Deshaun because he's a winner and he has intangibles. I like all the players. You want to know the one player I didn't like? Sean Oakman. I want that dude to go fight in MMA somewhere. Sean Oakman is the only player I didn't like. And maybe Caleb Brantley. But when I talk about Malik McDowell versus Solomon Thomas, and I like Malik McDowell better, I don't mean Solomon Thomas is terrible. I just like Malik McDowell better. And when it's time to go into the preseason and Solomon Thomas is making tackles and Malik is in rehab, why would you run up on Voch like, ha, ha, look at Solomon? Yes, motherfucker, look at Solomon. He playing some damn good ball. That don't mean I'm going to change my mind, though, fam. And caller, hang tight. It's two callers here. I'm almost done. You don't have to hate somebody just because you like somebody else. And I've been wanting to say this one comment, but, Cam Newton kind of messed up the whole structure of me. But that's female shit, dog. That's some female shit. Like, being emotional about this kind of stuff, that's some type of shit my girls say. Like, why we gotta be so emotional, dog? Like, it was 4 great running backs that came out in this past draft. Fournette, Mixon, McCaffrey, Cook. Saquon Barkley is amazing. Why we just can't like all 5 of them? Why Dalvin got to be a bitch because I like Saquon? Why McCaffrey got to be white boy can't run because you like Leonard? Why Leonard got to be injury prone all of a sudden? Only been hurt twice his whole career. Why all of a sudden he got to be injury prone because you like Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon is in a running back by committee on a team with a coach that's proven to give rookies a hard time as far as day one starting. But since Joe Mixon didn't come in and take over the backfield immediately, he's garbage. And shouts out to Kareem Hunt. I love Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt ain't better. He's not better than them other 4. He's had 4 productive weeks better than their 4 productive weeks. But skill-wise, y'all remember like week 1 against the Patriots, Kareem Hunt broke that big-ass run and he got caught from behind? Dalvin Cook don't get caught from behind, fam. When's the last time y'all seen Fournette get caught from behind in a full open field sprint? But Hunt running his ass off, though. And that's okay, man. That's okay. I don't want y'all to be, and this is my last point, I don't want y'all to be sensitive, soft, whiny, glory-seeking football fans. I don't want y'all to be them, man. Now, at the end of the day, you can be the kind of football fan you want to be. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I ain't your daddy. But can we look at the sports we look at? And can we love the sport before we love to be right? Can we love the sport before we love a logo? You see what I'm saying? If you an LSU fan, you can look at Alabama and be like, man, Alabama tough. I hate them, though, but they tough, man. Don't say Alabama suck. That's stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And don't be so results. Don't be so gratified with results. Kareem Hunt had 4 great games. He the GOAT. Deshaun Watson had 2 bad games and 2 good games. He's the next. He the GOAT. Come on, man. Let me jump into the phones real quick. 832. I think this is Houston number. 832. Who this?
What's good, Voch? This is DJ.
What you got?
Man.
What you got,
First
famo?
time calling, man.
Oh man, salute, man. First time
Hey.
caller. What's happening, bro?
Yeah, I've been listening for a minute, but I finally gave up those almond M&Ms this past week because the entrepreneurial gods finally gave me some good favor. But anyways,
Salute the almond M&Ms.
Get on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to almond M&Ms. But anyways, it's funny that you mentioned that because that was something I was kind of getting pissed off about because I'm in the draft talk group too.
Okay.
But I kind of have a little rant.
Do you think?
It's when so-and-so player A is probably like the 6th or 7th best dude, anywhere from like 6 to, let's say, 8 at his position, and he's just there. Most people would recognize that. And every time somebody brings up the best player, the elite group of players, somebody always wants to come in and argue, what about this guy? He's underrated. Well, what about, so-and-so? He's underrated. It's like, no, so-and-so is just not the best.
Yeah.
Prime example would be somebody like, I don't know, Desmond Trufant or, I don't know, Darius Slay.
I know what you're talking about, fam. I know what you're talking about. Cause look, it's about to happen like in like 6 months when I do draft stuff. I'm like, man, the elite running backs this year, man, Saquon, Darius, and somebody in the back will be like, man, what about the kid from Negro State, from obscure university? He got 1,000 and . Shut up. If we talk about the best of the best, it's only 2 or 3 people. It's only 2 or 3 people that we can talk about. If we talk about a top 3 and your guy don't make the top 3, that don't mean he garbage. He just ain't top 3. Go ahead, fam.
That's how they take it, though. Mm-hmm. That's how they take it. When you don't mention, let's say you're like a Vikings fan and somebody's naming off like the best pass rushers, and you don't mention Everson Griffin, all of a sudden you're public enemy number 1.
Great point.
It's like, dude, like I understand Everson Griffin can play, but like, come on, let me name off, my Von Millers, my Khalil Macks, my let me name those guys off first. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not talking about him. And on any given Sunday, Everson Griffin could probably have himself a day in the right situation. And that same person will come after you in a group or at the lunch table and be like, see, I told you. Mm-hmm. Von Miller didn't have any sacks. Khalil Mack didn't have any sacks. Everson Griffin had 4. Or like earlier, Ziggy Ansah had that game on where he pretty much stole Eric Flowers' entire existence. Mm-hmm. Guarantee there were some Lions fans saying, "This is it. This is Ziggy's year. He's the best pass rusher in the league." And you're just sitting there kind of like, "Oh."
I'll make it personal. I'll make it personal. I'm a Cowboys fan. And DeMarcus Lawrence having the best year he ever had in his life. He got like 7 sacks right now, something like that. I'm not going to fix my mouth and say nothing crazy like DeMarcus Lawrence need to be paid $20 million or something. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say DeMarcus Lawrence top tier. He's had some good matchups. He's been productive. He's doing a damn good job. And the numbers have just gone his way. But when you look at Khalil Mack and Von Miller, how many defensive ends got to deal with triple teams? Come on, man. Go ahead.
Exactly. It's funny you say that because I'm a Broncos fan, and after that game, people were just laying in the Dak. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like, do y'all not understand? Like, you can't throw the receivers if they're not open. None of my friends were trying to hear it.
You know what it is, BJ?
I was just kind of like, guys.
People, and I'm really starting to think that I think people are grading Dak as the GOAT, right? And I'm not saying this as a Cowboy.
For sure.
Because it sounds arrogant, but the grading scale that they're grading Dak on, they're grading him as if he was the GOAT. And the same with Dez Bryant. This is what Dak Prescott did. Dak Prescott has played the New York Giants, monsters, the Denver Broncos, monsters. People say what they want to say about the Arizona Cardinals. That team got Patrick Peterson, Honey Badger, Dansby, Chandler Jones, Marcus Golden.
Safety playing linebacker.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Buda Baker. Like, they got guys on that defense.
Dogs.
And we just played against the Rams, who ain't they ain't no bitch on defense neither. But when you look at, why is Dak Prescott struggling the first couple games of the season? What's going on? What's happening? You're not gonna find D lines and DBs better than what the Cowboys have just played against. We about to play Green Bay this week, and shouts out to Green Bay, but you're gonna see how much different this Cowboys offense look compared to how the Cowboys offense been looking, man. But they just grading him on the GOAT scale. But Denver played a damn good game, man.
I see people saying, well, an elite quarterback would have did this and that. I'm like, it's his second year. Like, if the fact that you're saying, well, an elite quarterback would have did this, that already says it in yourself. Mm-hmm. If I was a Cowboys fan and I didn't know too much about football, the fact that people were bringing that into the discussion in the debate would let me know, okay, we got ourselves a quarterback. This is second year, and he's being compared to Breezes and Rodgers of the games for his mistakes, or not even really mistakes, or just lack of upper echelon play.
Right.
I'm chilling. As a Broncos fan, I wish I wish my quarterback was Dak Prescott, and I've kind of made a bad name for myself in Facebook groups for basically saying, making people think that Trevor Siemian is the next coming of Tom Brady, which wasn't the intention. But I'd love to have Dak Prescott. Trevor Siemian ain't Dak Prescott.
Hey man, you preaching, bro. You preaching. Look, you got 20 more seconds, but I got somebody else on the call. Before I let you get this 20 seconds though, for everybody to say Dak Prescott can't play, the damn Jacksonville Jaguars. What's the dude with the mustache that owned the team? He'll kick his wife off a bridge to have Dak Prescott go coach, go play quarterback for the damn Jaguars. If you in quarterback purgatory, you understand how good Dak Prescott is. But go ahead, bro. You got 30 more seconds before I move on to this next call, man.
Shoot. Yeah,
you ain't even got 30 seconds of material. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll just listen.
My man, salute, man. Thanks for let me say this in the situation. You could be a platinum caller. So next time I know you say BJ from Houston.
DJ, D as in dog.
Okay, DJ. How you a Broncos fan in Houston? Whatever.
I didn't always live in Houston, but
okay, I got you. Appreciate it, man. Salute. Salute. We got the rapper eater. Okay. We got let me take this man off mute. The Grammy Award winner. We got Conrad Tokyo, Jada Eagles fan from Arizona. What's up, man?
What's good, Voch? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm holding it down for the Dose who was giving you free publicity. What you got for the show, man?
Yeah, man, thank you. I wanted to talk to you about the NFC East, actually. I got a couple of questions for you. I want to know your opinion on what's going on, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually, even as an Eagles fan, I'm not. I feel like it's the same thing, bro. Like, we always get hyped, and then we play a team, and we just get killed. Like, we can never beat the Cardinals, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm actually nervous. Like, everybody's over here picking the Eagles to win the Cardinals. Like, to beat the Cardinals, I wouldn't be shocked if it happened, but, like, I wouldn't be shocked if we got blown out at the same time because, like, it's the same thing every year. We always just on a win streak, everybody's talking about us, and then just we get blown out, and our whole season just goes downhill from there. And so I just want to, like, the power rankings, like, I know it's BS and stuff, but they had us at, like, 3. I'm just like, I don't know. We gotta chill. Yeah. And the Cowboys, I feel like teams are being hard on them and on Dak especially. Like, of course, it's America's team, so they have the attention and stuff like that, but, like, Dak has been playing phenomenal, but he's been getting, like, such harsh criticism I think is ridiculous. Like the last caller just said, like, a lot of teams wish they had Dak at quarterback, and they just got to take a break off of him, you know? And I still feel like the Cowboys can come back and win the East. I haven't beaten the Packers this Sunday, too, actually, by a large margin.
Yeah, that's a big one. You know, I'm not too sold on the Packers defense really doing much damage to us, but, you know, they got that dude that just pissed me off every year, but, you know.
I mean, I don't know, because just if Aaron Rodgers' tackles are out, D-Law should eat. So, and their defense sucks, I feel like y'all can manage the clock. I feel like because that's what y'all been struggling with, I feel like y'all come back to it, manage the clock, and keep the ball away from Aaron Rodgers. I think y'all win. I think comfortably, too, honestly.
You know, people kind of hating on Dak Prescott, but when you look at the last 4 games, like, totals or whatever, he scored 19, 17, 28, and 30 points.
Yeah. Against, like, defenses, too. Like,
what the hell you want from this man, dog? Like, he's done this against great defenses. Like, look, the Broncos score was 42-17. If the Cowboys would have won 17-10, nobody would be saying this shit.
For real. Yeah, he made a crazy throw. It was against the Rams game. He was, like, running.
Bryce Butler.
He was like a crossbody throw. I was like,
he was rolling left. Look, Donald was about to get him, but he broke out of that roll left and hit Dez over the middle across his body. He's making some amazing throws, man. And look, this the bullshit.
He ain't got no arm though, apparently.
look, this the bullshit. They like, well, Dak Prescott's he's being inaccurate. Well, damn it, for one, Aaron Donald's in my face, and the only thing stopping Aaron Donald from getting me is Jonathan Cooper. I might make some Aaron throws. As far as the Broncos game goes, I got receivers that can't really run. And I'm against the best the best DBs in the league. I'm trying not to throw interceptions. I'm trying not to get sacked because Von Miller over there. What y'all want Dak Prescott to do, man?
For real,
get off.
I don't understand, but yeah.
Get off that man genitalia, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I play just because it's America's team. They just find a way to hate on something. But and then, bro, I gotta laugh. The Giants.
Man,
I heard so much.
Every time I wake up in the Giants, the Giants haven't won. They haven't won a game since the receivers were on that damn boat trip. And every and every week the Giants lose a game, I feel taller, I feel stronger, my teeth are a little whiter. You know what I'm saying? I feel a little more handsome. I just feel good when the Giants ain't won a damn game all season, man. It's just a great day to be a Cowboys fan, man. But go ahead.
They about to catch another L this weekend too.
Yeah.
I feel like LA can beat them. LA is a weird team. They're in every single game. They're just unlucky. They have the roster. I don't understand. They just find a way to lose.
Sean McVay has put Jared Goff in the right situation to be productive as a quarterback. And when you can be somewhat productive as a quarterback, Todd Gurley can go back to being amazing. And when Todd Gurley's being amazing, your offense clicks. You know what I'm saying? It's just a big cycle and everything. Also, for all y'all people that said I was wrong about Jared Goff, because I like Jared Goff, but people just want instant results. You know what I'm saying? Like if you lose a preseason game, you sorry or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yep. For everybody that says I was wrong about Jared Goff, God bless you. I'm not gonna hate you. Just pat you on the back. I hope you do better. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. You got 10 more seconds, Conrad Tokyo. You can talk football or you can bust a freestyle, whatever you want to do.
Actually, let me everybody, check it. Listen. With the wave of the hand, you'll buy my shit. Don't be surprised. My rhymes comprise the Jedi mind tricks. The cerebral assassin gets telepathic as Jean Grey and Charles Xavier playing Madden. Be my YouTube channel. That's how EP coming soon. I'm out here, but you know what I'm saying?
Pick this out, man. For the people, we might have to battle one day because I used to rap in my adolescent life. We might have to battle one day. You want to do that?
Yeah, we can hit that at one time. Hey
man, hit my my Facebook or my Twitter, or whatever. However you would get in touch with me. We can negotiate that. That might be interesting. You a Eagles fan, right?
Yep.
I feel like if I use my audience the right way and finesse this thing, we can help each other. You can get your rap name out, and I can go viral on the internet. So we could probably help each other out. Hit my line, and we can figure this thing out, man.
I got you, bro.
I would destroy you. Take it easy, man. Oh man, that's dope, man. That's dope. I see this thing that says null on my phone line, and I don't really know. It's probably somebody I blocked before. So let me see if I blocked this person. Hey, who this is on my phone line?
Yeah, what's good, Voch? It's AJ from Chicago.
Why the hell it got do not answer on your screen, man? What's going on? Huh.
Shit, I really have no idea. I'm calling from a Google Voice number. That might have something
That's
to do
what
with
it. That's what it is. You ain't calling from your phone. Okay, y'all. Well, man, quit calling from y'all laptops, man. Hell wrong with y'all? Y'all Google Voice. Y'all call. Y'all trying to use Wi-Fi calling to be cheap on y'all rates and nights and weekends, man. Come on, man. What's up, my man? What you got for the show, brother?
Hey, man. No, I was calling just to kind of respond to your rant. Like, I definitely agree. Like, just the amount of sensitivity with people and, their favorite teams. Like, it's cool to be a fan and all that, but, like, people really have to stop taking stuff so personally and like, it's really not that big of a deal when people are just talking about their favorite players and who is the best at their particular position. Like, you don't always have to interject your favorite player into the top echelon of a particular position, just, But yeah, I think you were making some great points, and DJ as well when he had called in. I think he was a couple of calls before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all were making some great points. Did you get to watch any of the game yesterday?
Yeah, man. I had Dougie in my he was on my fantasy team. Him and James, they're on one of my PPR teams. So I did get a look at it. So I came away damn, who this is? Who is this? Hey, time out. Wait a minute, man. I ain't cutting you off or what. Somebody just hit my chat box. My Cowboys family say he doing a live stream, and I click on his video. He got a whole gang of streams. Hey man, call the show, man. I never heard of you. I might tune into your show, man. Hit me up so I can break bread with my YouTube brethren, cause I'm real. My bad. I ain't even mean to cut you off, fam. Go ahead and say what you were saying.
It's all good. No, I was saying that was a good call on drafting Dougie. You probably got him for cheap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about what is it, maybe year 3 for Jameis now? What do you kind of think about his progression and kind of he seems to be struggling most with his accuracy when throwing deep specifically. Like he's pretty decent. Like I mean he actually struggled with a couple of short passes as well. But deep definitely is like very noticeable. Obviously with Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson, like. You seem to miss them a couple of times, and you're not playing one of the best defenses in the world right now anyway. There were opportunities that he missed, it seemed like. But I don't know. What do you think about his progression as a quarterback?
Would you happen to be a Tampa Bay fan? A Buccaneers fan?
Absolutely not. I'm from Chicago. I'm a Chicago Bears fan.
Bears fan, cool. I think Jameis and Dirk Carter's relationship is the problem with Jameis. Quarterbacks like Jameis, and people want to say Jameis is bad. He sucks and all this type of jazz or whatever. But when you have a quarterback like Jameis, you gotta let Jameis play and figure shit out. You know what I mean? Man, how can I say this, man?
But he's missing easy throws though. Like, don't you think that some of this is on Jameis as well?
It is, but Dirk is constantly in Jameis's ear, telling him what not to do. There's this one point I make all the time, and I say quarterbacks really don't get good till they're almost 30 or whatever. And Jameis has every single tool he needs to succeed, right? And by the time he's 30, he's gonna be amazing. Considering this. Jameis is the type of quarterback that can make every single throw. The problem is he knows he can make every single throw. The bigger problem is he will try to make every single throw. Now, what you need to do as a coach is let Jameis make them bonehead throws so in his mind he can go, well, that shit ain't gonna work. So next time I see that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. But look, you even saw in the Hard Knocks, man. Dirk Carter will tap James on the shoulder, be like, look, man, I can't have you doing this. I don't want you doing that. I don't want you doing that. I don't want you doing that. And when Jameis is great, Jameis is playing backyard football. But when you make Jameis think, that's when Jameis, that's when he gets, that's when he gets into his little. He overthink things a little bit, and you saw last night he had a lot of check downs to break. He didn't hit Mike as often as he did. Now the year before last, Mike he targeted Mike Williams. I think averaged like 12, 15 targets a game or something like that.
Receivers in the league.
some ridiculous number, but he's targeting Mike a lot less now because Dirk wants James to be more safe with the football. Dirk is more so of a West Coast guy. He can coach that gunslinger stuff, but he's more so of a West Coast guy, man. But you need someone that's not afraid to take the lumps that comes with angry backyard football James. And once James starts to figure that part out, he'll be all right.
Yeah, well, so while I agree with you, like on Mike,
that's a great example. Pardon me. I just looked in the comments. Cornelius, just like Brett Favre. When Brett Favre first started playing, he did some dumb shit. Brett Favre makes terrible throws because he felt like he could make every single throw, and he tried to make every single throw. He just got to learn on his own that he can't, and he's gonna weed that out, and he's gonna only keep the good throws. And Jameis is gonna find out what he's good at, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be from there. But go ahead, man. My bad.
True. Yeah. I think he definitely, obviously has plenty of room to improve, but it's probably going to take a little bit longer than most people would have expected. As far as like Mike Evans not getting targets, I don't know. I feel like that might be a lot to do with there's a lot more weapons. Obviously, Doug was out pretty much the entire season. They got Deshaun now. Cameron Brate kind of came on late. He's actually a pretty decent tight end, I should say. Who else was there? They had Humphreys, even though he's all right. He's an okay slot receiver.
Let me ask you a question.
They need to.
Let me ask you a question.
In my opinion, they need to get the boy OJ involved. It's kind of crazy how like invisible it seems he is on the field.
I agree.
Like they used a first round draft pick on him, which is like crazy. I know tight ends take a little bit longer to develop in the league, but I think OJ is about as ready of a tight end prospect as you get coming out of college,
Thing about OJ is he's a super talent, but you're right. He got to learn the pass concepts and he got to learn the blocking scheme. So it's a lot on his plate early. But let me ask you a question, man. We have criticisms of Jameis. If Nick Folk went 4 for 4 in field goals, are we having a Jameis played bad conversation today?
I think you could still have that conversation, but it's less of a focal point. Because realistically, like they could have won this game by, I don't know, a couple of touchdowns, because it wasn't like the Patriots just went off on them offensively. It was a close game. But yeah, obviously, like that's the story that everybody's going to run with. Nick Folk missed all of his field goal attempts, even like a gimme. Like I think what was that, like a 30-yard attempt,
easy,
where he just shanked it left. Like that's the story everybody's going to run with. And of course they drafted a kicker in the second round last year, so they've just been having struggles in that particular like special teams with their kicker specifically. Like
they better sign that boy back.
Like you can't have that. That's your job. You got to kick. You got to kick field goals, my G. Like
they better sign that boy back and teach him how to tackle so they can get value at that second round pick. Hey man, thanks for calling, bro. Appreciate you. Great call.
Yo, one more.
What's up?
All right, whoever, I don't know who was that earlier who was talking about Tariq Cohen. Like I'm sorry. Like I know this might be me getting a little sensitive, contradicting myself earlier, but he said that Tariq Cohen is not as explosive of a player as Chris Thompson. Now, with all due respect to Chris Thompson, he's a very explosive player, but I don't think he runs the ball as well as Tariq, or then they're probably about as equal catching. Like, but Tariq is definitely, like, don't say he's not an explosive player as Chris Thompson. That's kind of
shots.
Disrespectful.
Shots. Thanks for the call, man.
All right. Be easy.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. It's going to be the last caller of the night, man. I'm going to call him out on some bullshit. Yo, Nick, if I send my 15-year-old cousin your way to smack the shit out you, would I be wrong?
I mean, it depends on what the situation is. What is it?
Don't be coming in my group, calling me out, talking about some Arden Key stuff in my group, tagging me to it, talking about 4 games in, I haven't seen Arden Key. We ain't seen Von Miller and damn Khalil Mack neither, have we? Damn it. Oh, come on.
I believe Von Miller has 3 sacks.
Man,
and Khalil has at least 2.
Well, they need 13, damn it. They Von Miller and Khalil. What's up, Nick? What you want, man? Don't you have a game today? Ain't it football season? Today Friday, right?
Oh, no. Game day is Saturday for me. But I just want to make a quick point about the Buccaneers. You said something really cool about Jameis. He can make every throw, and he knows he can make every throw. Mm-hmm. But what did you say after that? I honestly forgot. But I have a point after that.
His problem is that he knows he can make every single throw, and he tries to make every single throw.
Yeah. But the one thing that I see, I remember, I think it was your Sam Darnold film session, where you said this dude is like the white Jameis Winston.
True. I said that.
But and I don't want to go too in depth on Sam Darnold, but you see Sam Darnold play hero ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess who else plays hero ball? And in my opinion, it's Jameis Winston, making every throw, knowing he can make every throw, but maybe not doing it very well.
Jameis
Same
is
thing with Brett Favre, as that Cornelius made that comment a little bit earlier too.
Right.
So I just wanted to bring that in, that Jameis Winston may be playing a little bit too much hero ball.
Yeah, and that's something that Jameis got to learn, on his own. Jameis has to consciously find out on his own. Okay, look, you play football, right? You're in 9th grade or something like that, right?
8th grade.
So the
9th will be next year.
The football player you were at the beginning of the season is nowhere near the football player you are now. Just because you learn stuff by reps. You know what I'm saying? That's why reps are important. The more you do stuff, the more you just learn it, the more you know it, the more you get better at it. And if you're Dirk Carter and you're trying to instill your way of playing quarterback into Jameis, it's stunting his innate natural quarterback growth. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that marriage doesn't really work very well. Dirk Carter wants his quarterbacks to play like
Dirk Carter's quarterbacks.
Yeah, like Kirk Cousins or something like that. He would like one of those guys. But a gunslinger? Man, put James with like Andy Reid or something. Now put a Holmgren or something. You know what I'm saying? Let him play for one of those guys. But go ahead.
And it's the same thing with the Titans and Mariota. Like, I don't want to go too in depth, but you can't have Mariota adapting to a new system. You need to form your system around Mariota. Same thing with Deshaun Watson, right? I mean, that's the thing here, and same thing even with Jameis Winston as we speak right now.
Yeah, true. And Cool Ass Drake is in the comment section. Come on, Voch. Jameis hero ball work. Cam and Brake dropped an easy one. I agree, Cool Ass Drake. I feel like if Nick Folk makes his field goals, we wouldn't be talking about Jameis in this way. But it's just that the quarterback's going to get the blame or whatever. But
if Nick Folk made those field goals, we'd be talking about what's wrong with the Patriots. That's what we'd be talking about.
Good job, Nick. Good job.
They got lucky to be 3-2. They got lucky because Jameis threw it behind O.J. Howard, and he didn't take a peek at the ball and see that it was going towards him too. So.
Yeah. At some point, I'm gonna pull up the Patriots film so I can figure out what the hell's wrong with the Patriots defense. I think that's a good idea. I don't know how many views I'll get from it, but sometimes I don't do it for the views, man. Sometimes I just for the knowledge, for the culture,
Also, another thing, I want to dive into that Arden Key thing, and I'm not gonna get on your ass too much, okay?
If I get my 15-year-old cousin to come smack the shit out you, am I getting on your ass too much? Go ahead.
So the thing with Arden Key and Harold Landry both that I've noticed is that they both have really tough times getting off blocks and making plays. They need to develop their pass rushing skills, right? You're going to see Arden come off the ball pretty quickly along with Harold Landry and then just stay on that block, miss a read, and I don't see them put in 100% effort to get upfield. Bradley Chubb, on the other hand,
I love Bradley Chubb.
Man, that kid is something else. Mm-hmm. Man, that kid is something else.
Nick, I hate when you say that kid because you're like 12 or whatever, but go ahead.
Okay, this
Go ahead, man. I'm fooling with you,
something
man.
Else.
Go ahead, man. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
He plays like an absolute football player. Mm-hmm. I think Bradley Chubb is going to be this year's version of Solomon Thomas, the guy that goes into early 20s to early second round, but it's going to pop up out of nowhere and go in the top 5. Call me crazy, but that's my prediction for Bradley Chubb this year.
I like Bradley Chubb a little better than Solomon Thomas. I think Bradley Chubb is he's an example of a true defensive end. Like we haven't seen true defensive end in a long ass time. We see these super athlete people that end up rushing the passer, and we see a lot of guys playing out of position. But it's rare that we see a true top tier defensive end, like build, play style, and all that. And I like Bradley Chubb. I like Boston College. What's his name?
Oh, Harold Landry's
I
amazing.
like Harold
The kid's
Landry.
bend is crazy.
The
kid's bend is crazy.
He has a high level of technique. Now I know Arden Key isn't going to be super technique guy right now, but he's super athletic. So I don't expect him to to be the refined pass rusher that the other guys are. But but Arden Key is still going to go top 10. Harold Landry is creeping his way into that conversation. Chubb is going to be Chubb. So I haven't watched film. I haven't watched too much film. Sam Hubbard is overrated in this one. Sam
Hubbard is so overrated.
Don't even bring
I
up Sam
don't
Hubbard.
like that kid.
So like I said, I haven't gotten balls deep into draft coverage yet because I'm doing the National Football League film session, and that's all going great, by the way. But
yes, it is.
But starting in January, because that's normally when I start shit any other time. Starting in January, I'm gonna get back into college football film. So I thought about quitting, man, but Lieutenant Dan talked me into doing it for the culture. So I'll be back doing college film in January.
Hey, and a couple more things. We just received that Bleacher Report notification today that Myles Garrett will be set to play against the Jets on Sunday. And Mitchell Trubisky, obviously, a couple days earlier, we heard that he'll be the starting quarterback for the Bears come Monday night.
Yes, I will be doing film sessions on both those guys.
What?
Yes, I will be doing film sessions on both those guys, by the way. As far as my expectations, which one you want me to do first?
Let's start off with the first pick, Myles Garrett.
Myles is not a super technique guy anyway, so we're gonna see him be stronger than people and faster than people. But I don't think we're gonna see a breakout game from Myles Garrett. We're just gonna see him run around a little bit. We're gonna see him whoop the guy in front of him. I don't expect a super breakout game from him, but I will break down that game, however. And as far as Mitch goes, damn, this is a hell of a matchup to start against Minnesota. There's some hellified hot water to jump in. Now, I don't know if the coach, I don't know why John is trying to baptize this man in the hottest water he can find, but damn. So we'll see. But Chicago has been pulling it out against teams that are better than them, or they've been getting close to beating teams that are better than them all year. So we'll see.
Except for the Packers.
Except for the Packers, sure thing. What else you got, Nick?
For the Packers. One more thing, Saquon Barkley. Again, you said you weren't following. You're not going to dive into college film too much, but you've been hearing about what he's been doing, right?
When I say diving in, like I am a football fan and I do watch these guys. I tested Saquon Barkley, but I haven't went balls deep into the film yet. But Saquon's amazing.
Yeah. I honestly, he looks like he's improved on his pass blocking, which going into the season was my only weakness on him.
Absolutely.
I think he's golden. I'm going to go out and say that. And I did put up a post, I think yesterday night, about how Saquon Barkley, coming out of his career, will be the GOAT at running back position. And I know, yes, it is too early to tell, but if he keeps on the track that he's been on at Penn State and even into the NFL, wherever he goes, I think he has that opportunity.
Like when you say the GOAT, like you mean like the GOAT like forever?
Running back, not player, just a running back position.
Like the greatest running back of all time is what you're saying?
Yes.
Damn,
yes.
Fam. Damn.
He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer when it's all said and done.
We'll cross that road when we get there. Thanks for
2037.
Thanks for calling, Nick Gash. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Oh
man. Nick gonna come in my Facebook group and call me out in front of my people. Hell wrong with you, man. I do got a cousin his age play football though. Smack the hell out of him. Man, it's all good, man. Hey man, 30 seconds. Hold on. What up, team? It's Voch Lombardi. Thanks for coming through. Before we get into the content, I just want to let y'all know the best way to support the channel directly is through Patreon. Subscribing to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month can upgrade the production of the channel and increase the frequency of uploads. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can contribute to my YouTube scouting career being my full-time job, which means more content for you. Also, Patreon contributors will gain exclusive access to all my throwback film sessions covering college football tape on players like Sean Taylor, Calvin Johnson, Tyson, Michael Vick, Luke Kuechly, you know, guys like that. But the link is in the description. It's patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. See y'all there. Appreciate it. Go get you a Speed Strength Ass Whoop shirt right now. They're in stores, man. They're in stores now, or at least they're in my one online store.
B.
Not bad. It's only one place to go get it, man. Go hit that link, bro. I think that's it, man. Let me scroll through the comment section one more time before I wrap this thing up. Eric Kendricks is gonna close on that. Tariq Cohen is good. Hey, man, this is a rough game for Mitch to just jump in talking about Mitch be good, man. Like, I expect Mitch to just, I don't know, man, but Mitch could come out and whoop the hell out the Vikings, man. I don't know. We'll see, but, you know, could you do some film on Roquan Smith? Who that? I don't know anybody in this draft class. I know like 6 people in this draft class, and that's it. I don't know nobody else. But by the time I'm done watching film, I know damn near everybody. Sam Hubbard is Kyler Fackrell. Don't fall for it. Damn. I do think Sam Hubbard is a tad bit overrated. But you know how the media do. The media had you thinking Buckeyes got all the D linemen, and just take our word for it. Don't do no research. Y'all be sure to subscribe to the Voch's Voice channel. I'm sure at some point I'm going to be having some conversation, arguing with a lady friend. I'm about to go buy some guns in a couple of days, maybe after, week after next. I'm gonna go buy some guns. I may post some videos, at the shooting range. I may put my cell phone in my scrub top pocket, my scrub shirt pocket, and cut the camera on, and I may go flirt with some women in grocery stores and do some sketches or something. I don't know. But I do need to build the Voch's Voice channel. If this is your first time chilling on this channel, I want y'all to put a little ass whoop on the like button for your boy. I want y'all to hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that little bell so you get the updates when I drop random ass videos and live streams just like this. And that's it, man. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey, man. This was a good show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I'm Voch Lombardi, man. I'm going to mingle in the chat box for a little bit, so y'all can go ahead and go if y'all want to. But, I'll hang around and say what's up to y'all. Peace, man. I'm gone.